by night. Keep going crazy.
Hey, welcome back to another episode of After Hours. I am Maya the activist.
I'm Zay the Black.
I'm Ashanti.
It's your boy Amaru.
Woo, Amaru is back in the building. We're kind of happy about it, but more excited to also hear about a lot of work you're doing so we can get the behind the scenes scoops. That's really why we had you here. But before we get into that, I've seen a lot of mentorship on your timeline, and that sticks out to me because I'm working on becoming a life coach myself. So it's really good to see people who are doing the same thing, because I'm really big on surrounding myself with people who have the same energies, trying to do the same thing. So talk to us about a little bit like mentorship, what it is to you, who you're drawn to, mentoring, all that. I want to hear about that.
Shoot, honestly, I'm finding myself, being around like minority males. It wasn't on purpose, it just kind of happened. And maybe because I see myself, my younger self in them, and I always ask myself, like, because I'm the oldest, and I always was like, dang, I wish I had an older brother or somebody that I could have look up to, Pops in and out of jail, so I ain't really had that relationship on that point. But I just remember, like, growing up, I always had male figures that weren't blood related, but they always was there for me, whether it was financially or spiritually or mentally, or just, have those big brother conversations. And I always said if I was ever in a position, not even financially in a position, but like just in a space where I can give back in some form, shape, or way, and I had the tools, I'll do so. So I'm actually about to tell y'all this. I haven't even told nobody yet. So going into next year, I'm actually about to relaunch my nonprofit called House of Creative Minds. It's basically it was started like 2 months before the pandemic happened. This when I was working with DCPS, and it was intentionally for fifth graders transitioning to middle school, because we never really talk about that transition. We always talk about going to high school and then high school to college, but we always forget about when you're in elementary, fifth grade, you at the top of the food chain. Once you make that change to go to middle school, now you at the bottom of the food chain, and if you're not mentally ready or just don't have that sense of identity, then it's kind of hard.
And you about to hit puberty and everything.
Exactly.
Like, it's crazy.
So it's gonna be a lot different from when I first started, because now I have people that are really able to help and support me through this. So yeah, I just say look out for that. It's called House of Creative Minds.
House of Creative Minds. I'm gonna be on the lookout. Actually, I would love to be a part of that. But how about y'all? Like, what's y'all views on mentorship, and how has that impact y'all up to this point?
I guess like when it comes to mentorship, really like with me being in college, like mentor for me has been my vet, because I want to go into vet school and everything like that. So I'm looking to her to like help me like next step, maybe what classes I should take. So I know it's definitely important. And then like with you saying like you're trying to be like an older brother to some of these kids, or like just that availability. I know when I was going to middle school, because my elementary school had sixth grade. So I jumped in, I got to seventh grade. I didn't know anybody, and even then, I'm still going through puberty and stuff like that. I'm like, what the hell is this? That would have been so great to have. Like, I have older sisters, but I don't have an older brother. So it's like, that's a whole other thing. Nice. Like, and then even then, my older sisters, they're like years ahead of me. Like, what? The middle child is like 30-something years old. She don't remember middle school. Like, what is that?
Facts. When I was going in middle school, fifth grade, they called me Gorilla Zone. Sixth grade, everybody wanted to date me. I'm confused.
What? No, what?
I'm confused. Plus, like, it was, I think me and my sisters, my mom did good with, like, keeping us together, but, like, there was 2 years apart. So the older sister, she had 2 years by herself.
Okay.
I had 2 years by myself. The middle one, every 2 years would hop between us if you get the age gap. So there was always 2 years where I would be by myself trying to figure it out. Luckily, their friends messed with me off the relationship, but I still had my own problems.
For sure.
How about you, Shanti?
I definitely had mentors when it came to falling into the arts.
Nice.
In high school, I had friends who were in art, and I would literally skip school and go to the museum. Like that's what we would do.
Better than me when I skip school.
It's not bad. We skip school, but we still do something somewhat educational.
Yeah, that's good.
Then we had, of course, the great Miss Courtney Savoy, who literally got us into Design District. With Somos, I learned how to design clothes, started going to Fashion Week, and
I didn't know that.
right, did art shows, and really fell into a love and a passion for art to the point where I found that I loved doing photography, and that was just my thing. Like finding someone who kind of leads you down that path and say, hey, there are multiple things you can do on your free time that you can learn from, and you can build this talent, and you can also make money from, was a really great thing. Like hearing Miss Savoy talk about how she would do paintings for celebrities. She would do, these really awesome things, go to these really awesome places, but she still lived an ordinary life. She was a teacher. And she made it seem like, it's not impressive. It's just something you can do, something you can enjoy to pass the time.
Exactly.
And then trying to get my younger siblings into art is definitely tricky because they all do different forms of art. So my youngest sister, she does hair. That's her art. My younger brother, he likes music. Other sister, sports. I don't know how she got sports from art, but she got it. And
No, it's an art.
yeah, like I don't know how.
Anything can be an art, and that's the best thing about
That's
art.
how I'm looking at it,
Like, right after the riots on North Avenue, me and my sisters was trying to we did come up with a business plan, so nobody steal it. It's
Do you
called.
want to say this on the air?
What?
You want to say this on YouTube?
I can say what it is, but you don't know how to spell. It's called fire, and it's not spelled like literal fire, but it sounds like fire because that's what's going
like
on.
it's a P in there.
But it pretty much will.
Why?
Yeah, y'all go ahead and figure it out.
Off camera, I'm gonna start asking you questions. Like, so it's spelled.
It just was like a hub of art. Like the whole point was like anybody should be able to walk in the door and say this is my art and be able to produce it. In the discussion, like without all the extra details of how we're going to do it and how it's going to happen in the business plan, blah blah blah. But at the end of the day, somebody should be able to do that, and I feel like that's what should happen. And it seems like it's going to
Literally
happen.
what House and Creative, we gonna connect. Yeah.
Anyway, but let's switch it up, right? So, everybody here, we got some style. We got different styles here.
Yeah.
But I could have swore like you had a different hairstyle, and I'm really trying to figure out what inspired the change up. Like, it's intense. I like that. I like the drastic change, but I gotta ask, like, did you have like a serious heartbreak? What's going on?
Full transparency, I was just in a place where I needed a change. I needed that, for me, like it was really just for my sanity or whatever, and I just needed that completely different look.
Right.
I felt like I was so consumed and just so worried about what everybody was thinking about me and stuff, and I was just like, you know what? What's one thing that's a bold statement? And when you think about it, when people break up or go through these changes, especially women, y'all change our head.
Yeah, that's high.
It's like new me, like, what's up? So I'm like, you know what? And like for me, my hair was like, I was the guy with the brush,
Yeah.
do-rag. I took care. I was like, you know what? Take it off. And when I did that, I felt so connected with everyone around me, with myself, and then my music.
Can I say something?
What's
That's
up?
your crown chakra that you just cleaned up.
Ooh.
So I need you to think about that. I've been going on. We talk.
No,
Real talk.
Could you just dab on that? Because I heard that
So
not too long ago.
I've been working on getting my chakras aligned,
Okay.
starting from the base all the way up. But your heart is what separates the earth from the ether,
Okay.
which is basically your higher self, but like other realms that connects you from like mass education, mass intelligence. Like you're just all encompassing understanding the world. Not quite like God, but He
Yeah.
made us in His image, so why not? But as you move up, you start clearing off your crown chakra, and that's why a lot of Black heritage teach you about chakras and your hair being your crown, and why it's so important to the Black community of their hair and how they keep themselves up and what's around their hair, even down to wrapping it, the braids, the dreads, the frills, all that is attached to your crown. So sometimes when your crown or your chakras are a little cloudy, it's okay to adjust your crown. And that's pretty much what I'm hearing, is that you adjusted a crown, and somehow without you knowing,
Yeah.
it allowed you to open yourself up to things that were higher than you that you wasn't really seeing. So I'm pretty sure you probably saw a lot more visions, or a lot more visions that you once saw clearer than
Yes.
once before. And it's not by coincidence. It's
I'm
just-
definitely gonna look more into that now that you
I
even
got a
spoke
book
on that.
that you can read for that too.
Cool,
so.
cool.
But I actually wanted to ask y'all two a question. What's the craziest style switch up that y'all had? Like, what's the craziest thing you did?
I don't know. I don't really have like a crazy style story because my grandmother used to pay me to cut my hair.
Y'all,
Yeah, like just to cut it off because I've had fades, I've had mohawks, I had twists, like I've done it all. She would give me $100 and she'd be like, go cut that shit off your head.
she didn't like it?
Nope.
You know, I noticed grandmas don't really like that. They don't really like hair on your head.
For the boys.
For the boys.
Yeah.
Take into, I mean, I could be reaching here, but it's seen as more of a feminine thing to have longer hair. Was traditionally used as a veil to cover your face, which is why I believe in the Bible, like most women didn't cut their hair; they used it to cover their face. So for men to have long hair, it was seen
But-
as kind of feminine.
It depends. Was she Christian? Like, was she biblical? Like, you know, was she religious?
She would like we were up every morning 7
That's
a.m.
why-
Well, not
it was
every
a
morning,
story,
but every
though.
Sunday 7 a.m. going to church.
I don't remember
Like,
the names. It was a story. It was a man. He let a woman into his presence. They
Mm-hmm.
slept together, and one night she cut his hair and she cut off his glory or something like that.
Oh, Samson.
I don't know. Yeah, I'm not sure where it's coming from, but dang, like if I grew my hair out, I would be like,
I mean, it was what it was. Like I wasn't ever mad about it because it was like $300. Like, and and she paid for the haircut. She paid for the haircut, so it was like cool. I got $100 and a
Plus
free
some,
cut.
right?
Like yeah, so it was like okay, whatever, fine.
Okay.
Ashanti, I'm expecting a lot from your looks.
Drastic style change for me was going from kind of just throwing on anything, just anything, whatever I wanted, just wearing it, to finding out I dress more urban. So
Okay.
I will put on a button-up shirt. Like it's not rare to see me in a t-shirt, but I will wear a button-up shirt just casually. I will wear, black. I will always look like I'm going to work or I'm going into a business because networking is
The whole
always a thing.
time you just going to go get some food real quick.
Right, like I will literally, like one of my coworkers laughs me out because she goes, "I bet you put on a fucking business shirt and some
Put on
slacks
the
to
chain
put
just to
gas
go to
in
the
your,
bodega.
just to go put gas in your car." And I'm like, yeah, I probably would.
And
It's more comfortable that way. Like
Yeah.
I feel more comfortable dressing professionally. It feels good for me.
I love
In regards to my hair, I tried having a haircut. I tried the whole haircut thing.
I need to see a picture.
No, no.
Oh man.
We will
Oh,
not go
man.
down that path. But I
Pre
tried,
Greta Shanti top tier. That was a funny time.
let me put it like this
Oh,
to
my
put it
God.
in perspective.
They saw it.
I look like
Oh
a
my
black
God.
Morty with a haircut.
Okay,
Oh
I'm
my
gonna go home
God.
and envision
I'm,
this.
I'll show you a picture after
Yeah,
this.
I'm gonna meditate on that.
But-
because
I found, like you said, when you cleared up your head, that opened your crown chakra. Well, I grew my locks out because I wanted to experience something. Like as I'm changing, as I've gone through like some serious shit, and I was like, okay, I want to grow my hair out and do things with my hair and kind of like grow with it until I feel like, okay, I've been through this journey. I can let this go and do something more with it. I've dieted, I've twisted, I've braided, and honestly, I feel like I'm going to start dyeing it again.
go for it.
I'm honestly going to go like full platinum blonde. I don't know if I'm going to do tips, but I think I'm just going to do all blonde locks.
I'm here for the expression.
Right? It's
I'm
just-
here for the
It's different.
notice the energy change too. I'm here for the energy shift. I'm scared, but I'm here for it.
We all are. It's a very scary process.
No, it's just like sometimes when people change their color, they start acting a little strange.
Yeah.
For a little bit of change.
But
When I was blonde, I became a hoe. I'll admit that.
I'm already a hoe. So
Yeah.
what are we changing here? But you know what they say, they're like, oh, when you dye your hair like really vibrant colors, it's a sign of mental illness. Like, bitch, then give me the grippy socks.
Yeah.
Because I'm already fucking there.
Those are my favorite socks.
I have so many.
Especially if you got hardwood floors.
Yes.
Yeah, facts.
Yes.
Facts.
Well, talking about style though, I also seen you rocking a lot of frenemies, their clothing brand.
It's my brother's clothing brand.
Beautiful too. I just started following you, so follow me back, maybe.
Got you.
But if not, that's cool. I'm still going to support. I'm still going to support you. It don't matter. But anyway, I do want to know like the ties between the new song and the clothing line because it seemed like it was like like you've known about it from when I was talking to you behind the scenes. You've known about the clothing line way before the song came out, but it was perfectly like streamed.
So my boy, his name is Damon. He's the owner of Frenemies. I've known him since high school, back in like 2012. He started like 2013, so he's been doing this for some time now.
Nice.
I remember when it was just a patch and then on the shirt, and then sometimes the patch would fall off. He'd be like, "Oh shit, let me put it back on for you." So to see him like evolve to what it is now, like he got his little own cult base. And I told him, actually, he's one of the reasons why I even started making music. Like I saw him do something like this, and he never gave up, even when nobody was buying it, or he was just going through the motions or whatever. But he always was like, "Bruh, you gotta make a song for me one day." And he been saying this for years. And then it was one day, we was at the club, and I was looking around, and I was like, everybody got on Frenemies. And then that's when they hit me, the hook. I was just like,
Nice. I
ain't tell him though. Went to the studio, I dressed up all my Frenemies gear to get like in that mood. Cause I told him I'm real intentional how I do it. I gotta feel it. Recorded it, sent it to him. He was like, "Bruh," we went crazy. I was like, "Yeah," and we gonna perform it the next week. Like, so everything just kind of like.
Yeah, it seemed like it. Wait a second now.
Now, I don't like the song.
What?
No. So hear me out. I don't like this song because that's not the kind of music I typically make.
I got you.
But because I love him so much, I was like, I'm gonna make this for you. Mm-hmm. And we had went out, and he like a random videographer was like, "Can I record y'all?" And then a music video came out of it. It was just like love.
Yeah, it was perfect.
Yeah.
To the point where I was like, "Do you have a clothing line?" So I was like,
I promote my brother's stuff as if it's mine.
Yeah,
promote my music as if he's the rapper.
That was that originally was my question. I was like, when did you come up with the clothing line?
Yeah.
Would you? Because you have your own sense of style, I noticed, which is important for artists, but
I probably would drop some kind of merch just, to help my artistry. But a full-blown clothing line, probably behind the scenes as far as the design with other clothing brands. I want to collab with different clothing brands and kind of get my perspective on, what they should do and things like that. Because some of the ideas that's out now with Frenemies, like I've kind of pitched to him, and then he took it and he made his twist. So, and
that's
that,
love. Collaboration a little bit. I would.
Something I can add real
yes,
quick.
Please add.
No artist likes their old shit.
Yeah, of course.
It doesn't matter what it is, like music, painting.
There's at least one thing that you're not, because you're the hardest critic, but.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I'll look back at my old, pictures, and I'm like, God damn, this picture is so over contrasted. Like, I'll show this, and I'm like, I hate this fucking picture. I'm like, oh, it's gorgeous.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Do you not see that splotch right there? That small,
that's evolution,
unseen thing that no one's going to notice without bringing attention to it. It's always the thing.
I feel like that's a sign of your evolution and how it happens so quickly. Like, you can post one thing, and then I'll go back, and I'll be like, this makes me want to cringe. I want to take it down. But it's not until, like right now I'm doing, a advice series. It's not until somebody, I go to work, and they be like, hey, I didn't notice you ain't post the episode. You said you was gonna post the episode every Tuesday.
I didn't even know you was looking.
Right. I'm like, they was like, before I left work yesterday, they was like, you gonna do it on this Tuesday? Am I gonna see it? And I'm like, I don't know. I'm doing stuff for Pundit, but since you asked, I'm gonna push myself to try.
Listen to your audience.
First, I was like, no, I don't feel like it. I'm gonna focus on this. But it's a good thing when, even though you don't like it, somebody is gonna love it.
I hate to say it, I always keep up my old art.
Yeah.
Even though I'll look at something I fucking hate this. I'll keep it up because you never know when someone's gonna be like, oh, I want you to edit for me.
Thanks. And I don't hear this enough from you. I feel like, what's your hidden talent?
I don't really have.
What's going on?
Nothing. I just be chilling.
Well, I feel like you dance.
Yeah, I
don't do that. What is up with everybody saying I dance? Why? I don't know.
Don't be shy now.
Nah, I just be chilling.
I used to do ballet. So
what?
Yeah, we ain't gonna talk about that though.
If you don't believe you have a hidden talent, I'll say this: from knowing Zay for as long as I have, anytime, no matter what the situation is, it can be something completely random. He will always give you good advice and just be like, "Here's how to keep your head leveled in the situation. Aww. Here's what you got to do. If you don't do it, go fuck yourself." But he'll keep it blunt straight to the point. And just he gives you really good. I can call Zay at a random time, and be like, "This happened." Da 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 da. Okay, so how are you gonna deal with this problem?
Yeah.
Like, don't freak out. There's nothing you can do about it now. It already happened. How are you gonna fix it? And how are you gonna make sure it doesn't happen again?
Okay, gladiator. There we go. You're the gladiator. I love it. Cool. So we have a whole bunch of artists here. Welcome to the group, gladiator artists. What's y'all creative processes when y'all are doing something or just trying to like put forth a good product, whether that is a paper for you or a project for you, art for you, music for you? What's y'all process in getting it out to the masses? Like from
Music.
beginning to end? Music.
I will literally get on my skateboard, go downtown skateboarding, and just look at something like, oh, I should shoot this. I should take this picture. And then I'll go home and like I'll just start listening to a certain genre. And I'll notice I'll edit the picture to kind of match what that genre sounds like, but if you could see it. So all of my pictures, if you've noticed, have been edited to look like a certain genre. Like I can point to one picture and be like, I was listening to classical music, more than likely listening to this specific song. My favorite long exposure picture, the one where I sat in the back of my friend's truck and took the picture,
Yeah.
I was listening to techno.
Okay, I can see that now. I can see that.
The picture I took of my dad in the snow, I was listening to pianist, Helen Jane Long to be exact. The picture I took at Haynes Point of the old chair that was like kind of run down, Johnny Cash, Hurt. I can name each song that probably went with the edit for that picture.
That's what's up.
Yeah,
That's what we need to do for y'all. You need to get your music playing in a bag. You taking a picture.
Let me edit a picture to your music and we will see how this goes.
Okay.
That'd be cool. That'd be cool. How about you?
It honestly just depends on where I'm at mentally, and then like what kind of music, or not even music, like, because music is different from how I write. Like when I'm in the studio, it's a whole different vibe. Like I like to be by myself. I don't really like a crowd in the studio. I've tried that. That's not for me. I like to just be me, the person I'm cooking up with, and maybe my girl. But even sometimes I'll be like, nah, babe, go ahead, stay at home. And then when I'm at home or wherever I'm at, if I'm writing, like for real, my car, for me, that's my safe space. Because it's like I be having a whole concerts in there. And then music videos, I just be like, what do I want people to get out of this? You know? So I really try to be intentional on other people.
People don't listen. They be paying attention.
Yeah, because I'm a visual learner, you know? And I grew up watching music videos. Like, you remember when Wayne and them used to have them crazy music videos. You know, like VH1, the BETs, like. So I try to just be very intentional on whatever I'm doing musically.
I think I'm very meticulous. Like, I like everything thought about and written down. And then I like to take it and visualize it. Because I was always told if you can see it, you can make it. Like, it starts in your mind and then you produce it. So I tend to write, I tend to journal a lot. I have ongoing journal and writing and on my phone just in case one or the other's not with me. Or sometimes I'll meditate and have like a free thought and just write down immediately what I thought about myself or the situation. And then now, like honestly, on my page, all I do is produce things that I'm going through right now. Cause like I have 3 pillars of authenticity, honesty, and benevolence. So those are the things that I try to encompass. Most of the time I'd be like, and those are the 3 pillars of trust. So most of the time I'll be in my own bag or I'm going through my own thing and I'm like, this is a message for somebody. I'm gonna use my own testimony to help somebody else so they can feel like, you know, she really like into it. She not just preaching down to it. She actually like going through it herself, you know, she pulled herself up type thing. Outside of that, I just, like you said in one of the other ones, I just put whatever out there and make me feel good. Because that was the space I created it for, and if it benefits somebody, amen. If not, you know.
It ain't for everybody.
Yeah.
It's for someone.
It can be for everybody. All right, so for all of us if somebody could remember one thing about you right now, what would you want them to remember about you right now? Like, we're gonna start with you because you don't say nothing.
Probably because probably just that I'm honest. That's about it.
Shanti?
I am the craziest driver you will ever meet, but you will get there.
The craziest driver?
I am, out of our whole friend group,
He killed 2 kids.
I did not kill those
Let's
kids.
come on.
He killed 2 kids and got away with it.
No.
No.
I don't want to get
Out of everything,
I ain't hear nothing.
out of everything, he's making a joke because when I had my Hummer, I drove over a car, and
You drove over a car.
because I hit black ice, and I drove over the car, and the guy got out of his car and left his kids in the back seat while his car was in drive, and it went down a hill. The kids did not die. They went to the hospital. They were fine.
We're going to
Fuck
finish
you.
this conversation off camera because it's feeling a little scary to me.
But if someone could remember me for anything,
Yes, what?
how much fun people have when we go street racing together.
Yes.
And no one has died while street racing.
Okay. Amaru.
Um,
Amaru, please say something.
what was the question again?
If someone could remember something about you right now, what would it be? Just one thing.
I'm thoughtful. I'm always thinking about other people. Yeah.
We need more thoughtful people out here.
I feel like my answer was shit then. I probably should have said something nice like,
It's fine. It's done.
I'm outspoken.
I would say
I'm my own character.
that's true. I would say for me, I'm forever growing. So don't expect the same thing from me. I don't owe you that. Good night.
That's about it.
So with that, if nobody else has anything.
I just want to say thank y'all for having me again.
No,
Thank you for coming.
And thank you, but
Seriously,
please
thanks
tell
for
them where they can find your information at as
Yes,
well.
yes. I'm on all platforms, Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat. It's all under the same thing. That's Amaru. That's AMARU.
No spaces.
Nope. Actually, it's a period. The letter I-A-M. Amaru, I am.
Can we get somebody to like put it over our heads, like right here, and I'll just be
Yeah.
pointing to
And
it
as far
like
as music goes, I'm on all streaming platforms, and that's AMARU. Amaru, not Amaru.
Keep going
I
crazy.
did. With that, I'm signing out. I'm Ryan the Activist.
I'm Zay Black.
I'm Ashanti.
It's your boy Amaru.
And we out of here.
Hey.
I did not kill those kids.